Hey everyone, I've got another video, and this time what I wanted to be doing is talking about my memories of Killer Instinct. And as you all know, the new game's coming out, and I just recently got a hold of this shirt. Everyone who knows the new KI knows this one. And yeah, anyways, I thought we'd sit down and talk about KI 1 through Killer Instinct for Xbox One. But I remember back in the day, going to the arcades, 1994? And Killer Instinct 1, because I used to play a lot of Street Fighter 2. KI 1, I remember going to an arcade one day and you could just hear it, man, it was loud. Walking in there, go and play Street Fighter 2, hear KI, and it's just like, dude, what the fuck is this? So you bowl in, and man, it was insane. Like, I walked in and, you could just see, spinal on the side of the cab, and dude, it was just insane. And when you get to the machine, and I think it was Orchard stage, and dude, I can't get over it, eh? Like the 3D fucking spinning and just those insane fucking combos going on. I had to play it. It was like 80 cents and shit. When Street Fighter 2 was like 20. So I was, not having much money because I was only like 11 years old. I could either play, I used to take $2 in after school each day. So I used to be able to play either, 10 games of Street Fighter or a couple of games of KI. And after playing KI a couple of times, getting destroyed because I didn't know how to play it, I sort of gave up for a while. And ended up moving on and just playing Street Fighter 2 again. And not long after that, the Super Nintendo version came out. So what I did was I hired out a Super Nintendo because I had a Mega Drive and I had a Mega CD at the time. And it was pretty good. What happened was I hired it out one weekend, sat there because I had this this magazine I'd got, and it had like all the moves and had some of like real short combos, but it was enough to get you started. So I sat there all weekend and I played around with Orchard and TJ Combo and Cinder. Those were the main three I played with. Even now, it's the main three. And I just messed around with them all weekend to the point where I could do I could do the ultra combos, I could do the humiliations, what else? Ultimates or the ultimate and the ultra combo. And I could do a killer combo with Orchard. I couldn't quite work out how to do TJ combos one at the time, and Cinder I was pretty bad with at the time. And I was playing it around with that weekend. It was really good. And I got to the point I could at least go to the arcade and play a little bit of it and just not get destroyed in the first round. It was so good. And then what was it? Not long after that, I sold my Mega Drive. Well, I didn't really sell it. My mum and dad sold it because they sold it because I wanted to get a Super NES. And one day they picked me up from school. I'm on the way home, and I remember them just passing a loose cartridge for KI1 they'd bought off one of their friends. Got it cheap, and I shit my pants. I was just so excited. I couldn't believe that I finally had the game. And I still didn't have a Super Nintendo yet, so I just had this cartridge, and I used to just stare at it for a while. And then not long after that, I saw the Super Nintendo in the paper. It was like $700, but it came with a Super UFO backup unit and a brand new mint copy of KI with killer cuts, and it also had the boxed Killer Instinct Edition Super Nintendo, like the whole KI box, which is pretty sweet, and a box copy of Secret of Mana. And to be honest, all I really played on it was Killer Instinct, and I played it to the point that at the time I got to be pretty good. Played it, and I just had this thing in my head that I was playing it as a tied over sort of thing until the Ultra 64 came out. Ultra 64 didn't come out, ended up being the N64. KI1 wasn't on there. And when KI1 didn't come out on there, we got Killer Instinct Gold. And by the time KI Gold came out, I'd already played KI2 at the arcade a few times, and At first, I didn't really like it because the characters I used were so different. Like anybody who's played KO1 and KO2 know Orchard plays nothing like she does in 2. She plays nothing like she plays in 1. They're totally different. So that put me off a little bit. And then I hired out KI Gold with an N64, and it was pretty good. Like, you get used to it 'cause you get that training mode. And when that training mode happened, I played around for a little bit. Again, got to learn some of the stuff and played it a lot at the arcades. And this is before I owned an N64. I played it at the arcade all the time, so I could play right through it with TJ combo and complete it in a single credit. And I used to stare at the cabinet, you know how it's got the side art with all the flames and Orchard and all that shit. I used to sit there and stare at it. Even when I had no money, I'd go in there. I'd even like go to get my mum, who would drop me off at the school in the morning. I'd like walk out she'd like drop me off at the front gate. I'd walk through the school, walk out the back gate, and walk right the fuck away around town. And by the time Mum was at work, I'd just walk past it, go down to the arcade, and spend my day in there, and just watch people because I didn't have much money or anything. And a lot of people just like give you their second round, which was pretty cool. And I got pretty good at Killer Instinct 2. And then I got an N64. And about a week later, I got Killer Instinct Gold. And actually, I've still got the cartridge, like, no shit. So. And Killer Instinct Gold was awesome. I mean, even now, I really like it. I don't like it as much as the arcade KO2, obviously, because it's got limitations. It's got lack of character animation frames, and Jago doesn't have a spirit move or anything like that. But it's still pretty good, like considering it's still pretty good. And I played all those for ages. My friends used to come over. We used to have like little KO Killer Instinct Gold tournaments, just me and about 4 other dudes, and we used to sit there and just play all day. And obviously, after that happened, people just stopped playing Killer Instinct after a while because the arcade where I used to go got rid of their KO1 machine, and then they eventually got rid of the KO2 one as well, which kind of sucked. And I mean, years passed that I really wanted it and couldn't get it. And then back in like 2001, this isn't long after I started getting to MAME, I got an empty arcade cabinet. Like, I saw one for $100, and my mum bought me this one for $100. It was empty, just a control panel, no monitor, no nothing. And I took that home, and it sat in my bedroom just empty like a piece of shit for about a year. And I found this really crudely drawn thing on the internet about how to wire up the control panel and everything. And I bought an iPack, because I remember finding out about iPacks. So I bought an iPack, wired up the control panel, and I just dumped a 19-inch CRT PC monitor in there, and this shitty old PC I had at the time, which was I think it was a Pentium 2, like 500 megahertz, just a real sack of crap, but it was enough to play KO1 and KO2 on, with that KI XXX or U64 EMU or whatever the hell it was called. It was enough to play Killer Instinct 1 and 2 on those. So I used that to play the arcade versions of KO1 and 2 for a while, and it was good, but it wasn't the real deal. And then, I don't know, a few years passed, and I got the opportunity to get a proper full Killer Instinct 2 cabinet. I owned that for about a year, and then, regrettably, I had to sell that one, because the girl I was going out with at the time, a lot of shit happened, and we went over to Australia, and stuff didn't work out the way it was supposed to over there, so we had to come back. But by that time, I'd already sold my cabinet, and if I remember, I'll put a picture in this video of the cabinet I had. What else happened? But anyways, back to that cabinet. The day that it got delivered, because the dude let me pay it off, I think it was like $700, and I was getting $700 again, but the guy let me pay off half of it, and this is when I was about 17. No, it's not 17. I would have been. How old was I in K1? So it was like 2007. So I can't remember how old I was then. Probably like, I don't know, 22 or something. But anyways, I could pay it off. So I paid him off half the machine, and then he delivered it to my house and let me pay the remainder off. which was pretty cool. But the day it showed up, I'll never forget that because the guy actually dropped the machine. Like he was like bringing it in, bringing it up the front steps of the house, and it was a really old guy, and he tripped over and fell. The machine fell, landed on him. It was pretty funny, and yeah, probably like he didn't get hurt, but I just wanted my game, and we got the thing inside, and it fired up. It was cool, and about, I don't know, you could play it for a couple of hours and then the sound would go weird. Like you'd hear this crackling coming through the speakers, and I was like, I didn't like using it. So I gave the guy a call and he came out and had a look, and it turns out that dropping the machine had damaged the power supply. So thankfully he was pretty cool and he replaced the power supply for free. And yeah, then it worked perfectly. It was really nice. Nothing wrong with it. The monitor was beautiful. It had full side art on both sides, and the side art, it wasn't the dedicated KO2 side art, it was the stuff we had here in New Zealand from Coin Cascade, and it's got Orchard on the side like the regular KO2 cabinet, but instead of having the fire behind it, it's got like a purpley blue sky with a shit ton of lightning, kind of like what the dedicated MK2 looks like, and I know I loved that thing. I used to, because I had it in my bedroom at the time. I wheeled it and I took my computer desk out because I was just using a laptop, and then I just put the machine there next to my bed. And I mean, I used to sit there at night sometimes if I was on the net, just on the laptop, and I just have the machine turned on as my bedroom light, and it just lit up the whole room. Have the attract mode sounds going and stuff, and it was awesome. I loved it. And so when I had to sell that machine, I was super bummed. And I don't know, probably 2 years later, I was just looking around because I'd already bought an Ultimate MK3 cabinet by that point. I was looking around to see if I could find what was it, a Killer Instinct 1 or Killer Instinct 2 dead board, because I still had a compact flash drive from the last cabinet, because when I bought that, it had the original hard drive in it, which was still working, but I ordered the boot ROM and the compact flash drive replacement because I was a bit worried the hard drive might fail. And when I sold the cabinet, I sold it with the original hard drive and kept the flash drive and stuff. So I was looking for preferably a Killer Instinct 2 one. And I got a hold of this guy, and he said he had a board, but he said it didn't work. You know, the hard drive was dead. And he said I could go up and have a look at it. So I went up, had a look, and he had it in an entire cabinet with the control panel. Not, again, it wasn't a dedicated cabinet. It was like a New Zealand Coin Cascade cabinet. You know, it had red sides, but it had the control panel artwork. It had the move strip across the bottom of the monitor, and it had the auto double chart above the monitor, and it had a marquee, which again is not the dedicated marquee. It's not too bad. And I really wanted the whole machine. Once I put that compact flash drive on, tested it, and it fired on, I wanted the whole cabinet. And the guy said, you know, oh, you can buy the whole machine, but I only actually had enough cash on me to get the board. And I told him that I was selling a PS3 at the time, like a 60 gig PS3. This is back when those 60 gigs were in demand, when they just finished, when they just got rid of them, and the 40 gig was just out. And I'd put a 500 gig hard drive in it, and the guy was like, well, instead of selling the PS3, I'll trade you a straight trade. I'll swap you for your PS3. I'll swap you for the machine, and I'll deliver it this afternoon. So, you know, I didn't even think twice. I just told him, yeah, cool. And he brought the machine out, and I've actually still got that cabinet. And I ended up ordering side art for it. I found new old stock side art, even though it doesn't fit properly, like on the side where it says KI2, half the 2's cut off. I don't give a shit because it's still side art and it still looks much better than red sides. And I've still got that now. But I had that for a while. I know, a good 2 years. And I played Killer Instinct 2 so much that I was just a little bit sick of it. And I found a guy that had a Killer Instinct 1 board, and he said that he'd trade me the PCB because he wanted 2 and I wanted to play 1. So we switched PCBs on the condition that if he sold the Killer Instinct 2 board, he'd let me know. And I've got the Killer Instinct 1 board, like this is it here. Right, see, it's got, and this one's also got compact flash drive. I've got the original hard drive for this one. Got the hacked boot ROM, 1.5 revision. and I've also got a prototype 4.7 boot ROM for this, which also works with this compact flash drive, which is kind of cool. But this is actually goes in a different cabinet now. I don't use it in the Ki2 one. And anyways, I had Killer Instinct 1, I was so happy, and then my monitor died, which kind of sucked. So that cabinet has gone through about 3 monitor repairs and to get it right. And I was playing KO1 for ages, and then I was looking on the New Zealand auctions one day, and the dude, he was like, I saw his ugly little shitty cabinet. It was just this little tiny fucking real mess of a thing. And I got a hold of him, and he said I could have the entire cab, including the board, for $200 or something along those lines. So I snapped it up, went and picked it up, brought it home, and bought it on the condition that, you know, this is for myself, because I already had, like, 8 cabinets at that point, so I didn't really have room for another one. I bought it thinking, well, I'll buy this, keep the board, put something else inside the cabinet, sell the cabinet off, and I actually managed to put in one slot Neo Geo in there, sell the cabinet off for $250, or maybe it was $300, I can't remember, but I made more selling it off with the Neo Geo than I paid for it with Ki2, so basically the Ki2 board was free, and I got it back, put it back in its cabinet, and it's stayed there since. And then I've put this Killer Instinct 1 into another cabinet, and I generally have them running side by side. So, you know, for years I loved Killer Instinct. Even now, it probably is my favorite fighting game. And when they announced the new one for Xbox One, I just could not believe it, that they were bringing back a new one. And other people out there, I know, don't like this game, this new one, and really, I really couldn't give a shit, because none of you guys have played it. And there's one other dude out there who I know that is looking forward to this game just as much as I am, and that's Dragon PS. That dude, man, the English Dragon, you know, dude, you're looking forward to this shit just as much as me. And when I get it, dude, we're gonna jam that shit online, dude. It's gonna be mad. But I just cannot wait for it, eh? Like, it's a bit of a shame that there's only 8 characters, including the 2 DLC ones that you get when you buy the thing pack. You only get like 6 to begin with, but you know, who gives a shit if it's only 6 to like 8 characters, man? It's KI, it's back. Fucking show the game some bloody the credit it deserves, and Double Helix deserve it as well. I mean, Rare never fucking brought back KI, so fuck Rare. That's my opinion. Ken Lobb is an exception. Ken Lobb is awesome. That dude has been like behind so much cool shit, like KI1, KI2, fucking the new Killer Instinct, shit like this, man. Fucking Conker's Bad Fur Day. Fuck yeah, dude. Ken Lobb's awesome. But yeah, and I mean, I was watching all the videos of the new Killer Instinct shit, like all the Evo videos, all the videos of Gamescom, like all the different builds right up till now. I've been following it like crazy, following Double Helix. It's just, I just cannot wait for it. And I mean, I don't even really want an Xbox One, but I want Killer Instinct so bad that I'm going to be buying that machine, because you know, it's like I said, it's one of my favorite fighting games, if not my favorite fighting game. And I know I'll probably get a lot of hate for this, but personally, Killer Instinct 2 is my favorite one of the lot. Like, Killer Instinct 1 is awesome, and I loved it back in the day and all that stuff, but for me personally, I like KI2 better, you know? And that's one game. I don't think I've put as much time into a fighting game as I ever have the Killer Instinct series. I've just put, I don't even know how many hours into them. And those 2 cabinets, I'll probably never get rid of them. And I mean, I'll even put another picture up of the new cabinet. Not new, but the secondary one that I've got, even though I'm pretty sure I've got a video on my channel showing it off. But yeah, like I was saying, I was watching all the Double Helix videos, and this shirt, man, you see it pop up everywhere, and I've been wanting one so bad. So when I got the opportunity to get my hands on one, I snapped it up. So but that's all I really got to say about it. But yeah, sorry for rambling on for like 20 odd minutes. I didn't expect it to go this long. But I'd be interested to hear your guys' thoughts on KI, and you know, any possible memories of arcade fighters that you got. Feel free to post them as a response, and thanks for watching.